Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you a Void 3.0 Hunter build that is basically going to give you infinite invisibility, infinite health regen, and gives you infinite damage boost to your Void weapons. So build is going to be utilizing a few aspects and a few fragments that are pretty known for the Hunter, also a few new aspects as well. Okay, we have Marksman Dodge for increased reload for our weapons. Then we have Triple Jump because it's the best jump for hunters. Snare Bomb because it's the only melee for hunters. Then we have suppression grenades. Suppression grenades for me are underutilized for hunters because they're the only grenade that utilizes a Void 3.0 subverb. I mean, it has suppression in the name, but the other grenades don't have anything that involves it. But suppression grenades, you have suppression on command. If you get killed with this grenade, as you can see with our aspects, it actually synergizes with it. Vanishing step, dodge, you get invisibility. It's just invisibility on command. It's very helpful for restarting the gameplay loop that I'm going to be showing you guys later. Then you have stylish executioner. This is what I was talking about. This is the main aspect we're going to be utilizing. Defeating a Void 3.0 target who has a Void debuff on them makes you invisible. So essentially, you give a target one of the three Void debuffs we have equipped, you kill them, you get invisible, and it starts the whole cycle. First, you have Echo Persistence. Echo Persistence basically increases the duration of invisibility, overshield, and devour. That's going to come into play a lot later because you basically have the ability to have increased regen, overshield, and invisibility to go in and out of battle. They have Echo of Starvation, picking up a Orb of Power or a Void Breach grants you Devour. That's going to be our main source of survivability and health regen because Devour, kill an enemy, you get health regen. You also get grenade energy as a bonus, so that's like an added plus with this whole build here. Next aspect is going to be Echo Cessation, and essentially we're using this so that we can create Void Breaches off of Volatile, and basically the finisher effect actually adds an added bonus to it as well. Echo of Vigilance is going to be another aspect fragment that is going to be very useful for in those desperate situations. Let's say you're pretty weak in the middle of a bunch of enemies and you need a way to get out, as well as hopefully not get hit by a few stray shots and survive those stray shots. Well, getting this overshield after killing an enemy when you're wounded means A, you're going to go invisible, and B, you're going to have an overshield that will protect you that when you get out of combat. So let's say after this season's over and Volatile Flow is gone, you don't have Falcon's chest piece for hunters. Well, actually, you can swap out this first fragment on your hunters, the fragment of persistence, and you can swap that out for Echo of Starvation, which basically means you get Volatile off of Void Grenade kills, which is also a really good substitute. So in the background gameplay, I'm going to be showing you me playing through the Legendary campaign on my Hunter with this build. I did not complete the campaign on my Hunter specifically for this, so I could show you guys the full effects of this build in action. Essentially, the whole gameplay loop is to avoid debuff a bunch of enemies, kill them, go invisible, and then when you get out of invisibility, get volatile, so you can, continue that cycle, get in and out of combat with infinite invisibility, so that way enemies aren't shooting you as much, and they don't really know who you are, so you can sneak around and just, freely avoid damage at all times. Survivability is what invisibility is for, and also the added bonuses of Devour and the Void Overshield whenever you're critically wounded also add just a little, just adds that little extra spice to it. I'm also using an SMG that not people talk about for PvE anyway. It's called the Title. You used to get this SMG back during Guardian Games, and it has a origin trait that says it grants class ability energy off of kills. This is going to play a lot into regenerating our class ability whenever we say don't have our melee, don't have volatile in those rare instances. This grants us extra class ability energy so we can get that dodge back, so we can get that instant invisibility on command back. This SMG also has dynamic sway and rampage, which means it's also really good for clearing out ads, it's really good for doing damage, and just overall, just a very good SMG in general. SMGs in PvP have always been really good, and I feel like this SMG just goes unnoticed because there are just so many other options, but I just feel like it's just a really good, really good SMG for if you don't really have one, and if you've played Guardian games, you've got one. I just say bust this out, give it a try, and hey, who knows, you may find your home with it. Now in terms of my heavy slot, I utilize two different heavy weapons. One's an exotic and one isn't. One is being the two-tailed fox. I don't see many people talk about two-tailed fox this season. Ever since it got its catalyst, I really feel like it's really gone up in the damage department. I mean, when they already adjusted it to where it utilizes void suppression and utilizes Solar 3.0 Scorch, I already knew this was going to be a top tier exotic for PvE, especially when it came to damage, utility, and also just straight up just ad clear in general. This thing absolutely slaps when it comes to clearing out a whole group of enemies in front of you, especially when you get that catalyst and you get that arc jolt. It's just basically when you damage one target, it just sends an arc jolt to multiple other targets and it just clears them out in a much bigger radius. Also feel like another exotic weapon that people don't use in a heavy slot or say is not as persistent as it used to be is Retrofit. Now, if you guys remember, Retrofit back when it first came out with Gerfalcon's Harvest for the Hunters was a very strong combo. This combo essentially allowed you to repeatedly proc Volatile, which led to pretty insane damage, at least for a legendary machine gun for the time. Bungie saw this and they said they didn't like it, so they nerfed it to where the volatile explosions don't proc as often. But despite the fact that that was nerfed, I feel like that with the god roll of 4th time's a charm and target lock on this Retrofit machine gun, it allows you to just straight up have a good amount of damage on command, or say allows you to just rile up that good damage whenever you're just laying on the trigger and spraying into a target. It's also just really good with ad clear with Volatile. Don't forget, Volatile is, sure it adds a bit extra bit of damage, but one of Volatile's main purposes is ad clearing. And I feel like Retrofit does that really well with this exotic equipped, with Volatile rounds equipped on it as well. Now another thing that I say is really good for a substitute is that if you don't have Gerfalcon's chest piece for hunters, there's another good exotic you can use with this build that really helps with the invisibility aspect, and that's Graviton Forfeit. Graviton Forfeit essentially grants you improved invisibility, which increases the duration, and also grants you melee energy whenever you are invisible. That also plays into another synergy with our melee. Our melee essentially weakens targets whenever they get hit by the smoke, and those weakened targets can also grant us invisibility when we defeat them. And so just having the ability to regen that faster, combined with Devour's ability to regen a grenade, and that will also play as a good substitute for if you don't have Gerfalcons and you can't get access to that infinite volatile, which again, if you want to have that volatile without Gerfalcons or without volatile flow, you essentially are going to be utilizing Echo of Starvation, or Echo of Instability, my bad, to get that volatile with your suppressor grenades. So I'm going to be having the rest of this gameplay of this legendary mission playing in the background, and I'm essentially just going to peace out and just let you guys see this build in action. If you guys like this build, you want to see others like it, drop me some comments below and see what else you want to see. Like if you want a Solar Hunter build, if you want a Solar Warlock build, a Void Titan build, you know, let me know what kind of builds you want to see, and I'll definitely cook some up for you guys so you can utilize them. I have a few other build ideas for my Hunter, Warlock, and my Titan. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, drop me a link down, drop me a comment down below, and also hit that like bell. Also hit that subscription button, because we do a lot of other videos on this channel with different games and also a lot of Destiny content. So if you guys like that, hit the subscribe button so you get notified whenever I have another video uploaded. And with that, this has been Paradox with Crota with a Destiny 2 Hunter build, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
How's it looking, Rohan?
Something still siphoning power. Look around for any remaining Vex influence. That's it! Power cycling. Once it's back on, it'll be running the Cloud Arc.
Something feels off here. That was a little too easy.
What do you say we expedite that exit, folks? I got Shadow Legion on my tail. What? What are they doing here? Well, considering I'm getting shot at, I'd say it's for us. Get out of there, Guardian. It's a trap. Nebus, get yourself out of there. Okay, and that's a bomb.
Mapping an escape route. Okay, we need to get out of here fast. I found a way out. We're going up.